Your money stress is the key to your abundance. Your money problems is the key to your abundance. Your money struggles is the key to your abundance. Might sound a little crazy and it might sound like I'm losing it here, but I'm not. So hang on with me because I realized this and it changed so much for me what I'm sharing with you here. The issue is for most people, and I did the same thing too, we will try to fix whatever problem we have in our life by working harder, working smarter, working more strategic, and thinking that we will solve it. And the fact is that it's not out there. It's not out there in your reality. It's not out there that you're going to solve anything at all. And I got reminded about this because I was doing an exercise myself, and I'm sharing this in my community, in my school community too. And I remembered when I was young and I was in high school, and I was going to buy something in the supermarket. I was living by myself, and already at that point, I had some money issues, and I was always low on money. And I, at that point, I didn't do anything about personal development. I didn't look into the things that I'm sharing with you here today. But I experienced the money issue. I experienced stress with money. I experienced how it was to not have enough money. And I remember one incident, and this what I'm sharing with you here is the key. It's the key because this was my stress, this was my struggle, this was my wall, and it's the key to your abundance. So I was in this supermarket and I bought some food, and I put it on the whatever it's called on the table there, and the person working there was putting the things in and said this is going to be, and that's the amount. And I took up my credit card and I couldn't pay for it. And I remember there was a line there, and I felt shame. I remember my head was being red. I remember I got sweat in my head. I remember I was really embarrassed about the situation. And what happened was that I had to leave the supermarket without any of the food because my credit card was locked, so I couldn't use it. And what does this have to do? Maybe you know this. Maybe you know the struggle of feeling or thinking you don't have enough. Maybe you know the struggle of being stressed about can you pay the bills for the next end of the month, or do you have enough for food, or do you have to know if you're an entrepreneur like me, do you have enough for paying the employees, paying the salaries, paying the VAT or the taxes or whatever it is? Do you have enough? And feeling stressed about that. And I got this image that imagine you are in a jail with high walls around you, and this jail is filled with the stress feelings of not enough. It's filled with the stress feelings and anxiety of what if I don't have enough money to pay the next bill? What if I lose money? What if I invest and I lose money? What if I get a ticket? Or what if all of these things? And that's the jail. That's the walls in the jails. You are in that jail and you're feeling all this stress. And then imagine on the other side of these very high walls, on the other side of the high walls, there's the freedom. There's your abundance. There's your all the wealth and rich that you can think of. It's just on the other side of the walls. So how do you get to the other side of the wall? Well, those walls are so high that even though you climb or you find the biggest ladder or a crane or whatever, you will not get over them. You will you will be stuck in that jail of yours. And even if you got a machinery or you got a big hammer and you just try to knock down the walls, it will not happen. They are too thick. Imagine that. And if you know what I'm speaking about being in stress with money, about lack, the feelings of lack of money or being behind or not having enough, if you know those feelings, then you know it's like a jail. For me, it was. It was like I was in this jail with these walls around me. So, why am I saying that your walls, your stress is the key? Because your struggle is the key. Your when the emotions rise, it's the key. When you feel those not having enough things, that's the key. All of this struggle is the key. It's kind of like the universe is just waiting for you to 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 work this out, to do the thing that I'm sharing with you in this video. And if you do these things, the walls will come down, and you don't have to climb them or knock them down or anything. They will just come down. So, what is this key? This key is your stress. This key is your struggle. This key is your fear. This key is your feeling of not being good enough. That's the key. People will say, "Are you crazy?" And I'll say, "No." Because the thing is, and I tried this for so many years, I tried to figure it out. I tried strategies. I tried all of the things to make sure that there was always enough in my bank account. But inside my skin, I was still, first, I had those thoughts, okay, maybe I cannot pay the rent. And then I felt the emotion in my stomach and in my chest of anxiety, of, and that's the prison, that's the jail, that's your prison. When you feel those emotions, it's your prison, and it's the key. It's your prison, because if you stay stuck in these emotions, guess what? It's like a footprint in the universe. Your universe will respond to this, and that's why, maybe you know what I'm saying here. That's why you keep seeing that you'll have problems paying the bills. You keep seeing that you will have problems buying the things you want. You keep seeing that you will have problems paying the rent or paying the salary or paying the taxes, because you keep having that feeling of the problem, that feeling of the stress, that feeling of the anxiety inside. That's the jail. And the walls, they are keeping you in the jail. And they're also the key. They are the key, because if you, those walls, those emotions came in an early age, and probably most of us, we don't recall exactly what it was. So we can spend most of our life figuring out what it was, or we can be smart and we can use that key. And that key is the emotion of not being wealthy or not having enough or being stressed or struggle around money. So here's the thing. Remember when I said I was in the supermarket? So instead of running away from the supermarket, instead of running away from the experience, if I have had the knowledge that I'm sharing with you here, and also the tools that I'm sharing in my community at that time, my life would have changed so fast, and it would have been so much more fun and full of freedom than all of those years with trying to figure it out and trying with struggle to work it out and all of this. And the thing is, just to, instead of running away from that feeling, stay with it. And I mean this, stay with the feeling. So when that money stress feeling, struggle feeling, that feeling of not having enough shows up, stay with it. Just stay with it and just tell it, I see you. I hear you. I feel you. And it could be shame. It could be shame. It could be guilt. It could be something like that from an early age. It could be even something that your mom or your dad, the people who took care of you, they gave you those things because they had the fear from their mom and their dad. And I know for because I did some deep work with this, that I know that I've had this happening to me. So maybe mom or dad was stressed around money and yelled, or something else was going on, or lost a lot of money, or couldn't pay the bills, or something like that. And it was too much to handle, and too much to handle for that little boy or little girl. And at that point, because it was too much to handle, the walls came up. Because that system on that little boy or that little girl would not like to experience the same thing again. So it built the walls, protecting that little person from not experiencing the same emotions again. It was too much to handle around money. So the walls will come down by staying with them, by being aware with them, by just loving yourself when you feel these things. And it's not the thing that we want to do. And I know that when I was in my $1.5 million debt, I just wanted to work myself out of it, and I did. I also did some mindset things, but it didn't remove the money traumas inside of me. So I had to go through it one more time. But the fastest way to remove those walls from your money struggle, money stress, money prison, money jail is actually to stay with those emotions. Just stay with them. And this is braveness, and this doesn't feel good in the moment, but breathe with it, breathe through it, be with it, and let those energies just do their own work. Because what will happen is, instead of you struggling and the walls are getting higher, by being with it, they will release or transform, whatever you want to call it. And by doing that, the walls will come down and you will experience much more freedom. So when the thing is showing up where you once was in that prison of yours or in that jail of yours, and you tried to figure it all out, and you maybe took some action that was not really good for you, or you made some decisions that was not good for you before, because you were in stress. And this is just how the psyche works. When we're in stress, we don't make good decisions. Now instead, you will feel freedom by staying with it, and by allowing those shame emotion, the fear, the guilt, allowing it. And you will feel the freedom after that. And with that freedom comes much more creativity, much more abundance for you, much more joy. And those are all the good stuff. That's heaven, right? That's heaven on earth. Living free, abundantly, full of joy, full of love. That's heaven on earth, right? So that's why I said in the beginning, like, your money stress is the key to your abundance. And my picture right now is that it's actually a blessing when those fears or stress or struggles, they show up, because now you know you're ready to do this. You're ready to let the walls come down by actually loving yourself more than ever before, by being with those walls, the emotions, the struggle inside, and just let it vanish. And freedom is yours, abundance is yours. I hope you like this. You're more than welcome to join our community. There's a link below the video. It's free, and lots of love. And let me know in the comments. Do you know about this? Do you feel the money stress, the money struggles? Let me know. Lots of love.